Welcome to ProPractice, your guide to refine, enliven, and illuminate the piano repertoire. I'm Josh Wright, and today's episode is based on Liebestraum No.3 by Franz Liszt. These love songs, it's fun to read the history about them. I believe this one's all about kind of a more eternal, lasting love, beautiful poetry to go along with it. I want to go over several different areas of study today to help you become as efficient as possible in your practicing. We're going to go over voicing the melody out, how to shape that melody. I'll go over a lot of different fingering places, including that place, which is kind of a beast, and also how to practice those to get those better. I'll also be doing some harmonic analysis, which will help you to memorize a lot quicker. So, and then additionally, I'll go over pedaling and rubato, which is like the pushing and pulling of time. So in case you haven't heard this piece before, it's one of Liszt's most famous pieces and been featured in a lot of films. We'll just start with that little piece right there. Let's hit all those points that I just went over. The first thing I want to go over is shaping of the melody. A lot of people disagree with me on this and say, oh no, the students need to learn their notes and their rhythm first before you even talk about shape. With beginners and intermediates students, I completely agree. But I think when you're at the advanced level, you need to be thinking about these things from day one. So what I want to do is isolate the melody with the correct hand, because that's the other challenge that this piece presents, is there is a lot of difficulty when it comes to shaping effectively, because it's switching back and forth between the hands. So let's try this by itself, the melody. And I like a diminuendo there because it sets up this crescendo. To there, less. Okay, so it's basically take your time, then grow. Okay, and that has a nice rounded feel to it. Okay, now the other thing that you need to really focus on is keeping those other voices as soft as possible. If you have to practice like this for weeks and weeks just to get this as soft as you need it, that's totally fine. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to flatten my fingers a little bit, put more surface area on the keys, then I like to pull back slightly. I'm talking like millimeters here, not big movements with your arm. Still focusing on the shape of the line. This is our softest place. And then I grow to here. Grow a little back to that C and then die away to here. Okay, pedaling. Here we go. So I start with the pedal down because it opens up those, with all the dampers off, it opens up those strings to vibrate. So I don't like to go, I like pedal. It may be even hard to hear through a microphone. If you were sitting in the room with me, you would hear a slight difference, and that makes a huge difference in a concert hall. Okay. So you're gonna go, sorry, pedal. So if I say pedal or if I say change, they mean the exact same thing, okay? So I just use those interchangeably, so don't let that confuse you. So start with the pedal down, and then change, 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 change. And on that one, I do a slower pedal because I don't like an abrupt ripping out of the bass. I don't like this. It's too sudden versus See, it's more gradual. Some people don't pedal at all there, which also works. It's a little muddy for my taste, but it still sounds pretty good. Okay, so we'll pedal on this next bar, bar 4. Change, change, change. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about rubato, kind of the pushing and pulling of time. I like kind of a 3-step rubato process. I like to put it at the beginnings and ends of my phrase and the climaxes. Okay, so when I have a very important event, I'll take a little time. At the beginning of the phrase, I'll ease in. At the end of the phrase, I'll ease out. Those are my 3 steps that I always try to take with rubato. One warning for each of you is to make sure that when you are starting a crescendo, you don't start it loud. I've been teaching this to a few different students lately, and it seems like every single one of them, if I say crescendo, they immediately get loud. So they'll do this gorgeous diminuendo, and then they'll say, oh, I'm going to crescendo, and they'll start there, and they have nowhere else to grow except to a fortissimo, and then it starts to sound forced. So you don't really want that. Okay, last thing is harmonic analysis. I'm not going to analyze every single measure of the entire piece, but I will show you some of these basics, and wherever I've written them in, I will tell you, because it helped me to memorize. I had to memorize this for a concert I did back in March. I was doing half Liszt, half Chopin down in Naples, Florida. Really fun program. Some Paganini etudes, Liszt Rhapsody No. 2, Consolation, which I'll be doing a ProPractice on soon, as well as the Paganini etude No. 6, and then this. And when I was memorizing, I had a short window of time to memorize because I'd been working on a couple other concerts before that. So saying out loud this harmonic analysis, like what chords these are, really helped me a lot. And I'm not going to go into detail of like, oh, this is the second inversion of this chord. I don't think you really need to know that. We want to know broad areas of where we're at. I find that that's enough for me. So I don't need to know the actual inversion. Your hands should know that, and your brain should know that after you've practiced it for all these hours. But knowing the key you're in helps in case you have a little slip or something. So A flat major, C7, F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, A flat major. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to get to those technical spots soon, but